Hey everyone, it's your favorite red panda back at it again. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining what is the biggest mistake that early game players make. Now, of course, there is plenty of early game mistakes that you could make because you don't know what you're doing, but these are probably one of the most helpful and useful tips for early game players. You guys know me, so I'm going to keep it brief and let's get straight into it. One of the most helpful tips for you guys is going to be getting straight into mining. I've seen a lot of players go straight into dungeons and straight into combat. In my opinion, if you go straight into combat and dungeons, you're going to have no avid way of making money in the current economy. Right now in the game, there's only a couple huge money-making methods, such as Kudra, mining. Of course, dungeons is one of those money-making methods, but not until you get to floor 7, Master Mode 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7, you're not going to be making any money. And with you just starting out in the game, you're not going to make any money because you can't do any damage. So there's a couple things I should tell you to prioritize. First off, you want to go ahead and start mining. And you guys already know that I have a really in-depth mining guide that you guys can go watch. So go do everything in that video, then start making coins, and then start getting into dungeons. But don't get into combat straight away at all. Because if you're getting into combat, you're going to have no ways to make money. And once you get into dungeons and you get a good drop, you're not going to be able to even afford the drop. Secondly, not getting any talismans. I don't have a talisman guide. If that's something you guys want to see, I can do that for you. But getting magical power is very important. I know that kind of contradicts the combat thing, but honestly, I think getting into combat after you've done mining, most people will skip talismans. For example, I have pretty terrible magical power, and honestly, I probably should up my recom a bunch of my talismans, but I need you guys to get into magical power, and before you even get into dungeons, make sure you have a good amount of magical power. I would say 500 to 700 is really good to start getting into it, and that's going to be important for you as well. Next, you're going to want to get Skyblock level at least 130-ish. I could probably be a little lenient on 100, but without these Skyblock levels, it's going to be hard to survive. Now, let me go more into depth on that. Let's go into our menu here and Skyblock levels. Each level will give you 5 health, and every 10 levels, you'll be getting 1 strength and 10 health. So if you have 150 levels, that's so much health. 150 times 5, that is so much health that you're getting. And that's me being 150. Now, you being 100, you're going to get 500, but the difference between having 500 health and having 0 health is pretty close, especially considering if you're going into dungeons, your health is going to be multiplied by a certain amount due to your dungeon gear and other things. So yeah, make sure you're getting Skyblock levels too. And there's so many different ways to get Skyblock XP. For example, if we go back in the menu, it'll tell you how to get it. There's a redstone torch right here, and you can look at all the different ways to level your Skyblock. For example, like my boss completions right here, I'm missing so much XP from not doing this, but I'm missing so much XP from not doing that. So start doing that and get Skyblock levels as well. Of course, I talked about mining earlier, but you're gonna get into some of the other skills like foraging. For example, you get 1 to 2 strength per foraging level. So if you get foraging 25, you'll get about like 30 to 40 strength. That's pretty good. And if you get into fishing, you'll get more HP. You get into farming, you get more HP. You get into combat, you get more damage. Of course, I would not try to avidly focus combat. When you're doing combat, just let it just come as it comes, you know. You don't have to go straight to combat. You don't need to do that. I have got to combat 41 just from playing the game. I have not done any bestiary. I've not avidly tried to do bestiary. It's just come to me. So you don't have to worry about that. Of course, there's other skills such as carpentry, which gives health. I don't think roof crafting gives anything. Taming comes and goes, but it's really helpful as it gives you pet luck, which is not really important, but you know, it also gives you Skyblock XP, which is nice. And alchemy, which gives you intelligence. And enchanting comes and goes as well, which also gives you intelligence. Pretty sweet. And yeah, so make sure you're leveling your skills. Don't forget to level your skills before you get into dungeons. So to reiterate, don't quickly try to get into dungeons. I think that's the biggest mistake that Skyblock players makes, and I think that's the actual summary of this video. Don't get into dungeons quickly. Try to focus your other skills and levels before you get into dungeons. Dungeons is not the most important thing. You're going to want to be able to have an avid source of money, a good amount of HP and skills, so please do not go straight to dungeons. I think that's the biggest mistake that people make. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was kind of quick. I've never really been one for giveaways because I used to think that, you know, people who do giveaways are kind of just begging and asking for subscribers, but I'm one of those people now. So if this video gets 50 likes, I will do a giveaway, and all you have to do is put your name in the comments. I'll be giving away like 50 million coins, but the only thing I ask you to do is like, subscribe, join my Discord, and put your name in the comments. I'm going to be checking to see if you're in my Discord or not, if you win. And yeah, that's all I really have to say. Make sure to follow my Twitch and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.